Hello, everybody. It's Richard Silver again, and just wanted to tell you that am having Ryan Secrist, who is one of our ninja gurus. He is amazing at Sotheby's International Realty, and he does a lot of work with Sotheby's International Realty Canada. And he is the man who teaches us, and he's there for us at every turn. And because things have turned a little bit south, we're going to talk to Ryan. And Ryan, tell me where you are, who you are, and what your normal market is.
Yeah, and looking forward to normal market returning, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, as you said, Ryan Secrist, I appreciate this opportunity. I think the world of you, Richard, and I've always been glad that our paths have crossed, and it's been a great friendship. So I'm out in the Bay Area. I live in the East Bay, so I'm kind of more central in the Walnut Creek area, if people are familiar with that. And I actually live in Danville, so just a little bit south of Walnut Creek. Yeah, so it's been interesting out here. We were deemed non-essential by the state, and then last week, I think it was last Monday, they came out and said we were essential. So we've had a little bit of a yin and yang going on here, but just because we're deemed essential, our normal market. So I'll jump back to that in a second. But our normal market in my marketplace entry level is about 1.2 million. That's under 2,000 square feet for a home, typically 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, sometimes 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, but those would be very small bedrooms. And it's pretty hot all the time. There's pent up demand for inventory here. There's lack of housing. Where builders are building, that's moving, but that's more west, and people like to be in the freeway corridor here where they have access to the interstate. So I'm in a pocket of a lot of hot, and it came to a screeching halt. And once we were deemed essential, I'm feeling already this morning, there's a lot more clients willing to have conversations. We're doing a lot over Zoom. You know, today we scheduled a photo shoot, but we have very strict protocols on what that looks like and all of that. And we're practicing, you know, shelter in place and distancing. So the timing on all of that's a little more fluid. And so it feels like some of those conversations are coming back, but it feels like a lot of seller and buyer conversations are starting to come back. It's almost like 1 month into this. I feel like clients, I'm starting to feel, I don't want to overstate it, I'm starting to feel like clients are saying, you know, we still have to be somewhere. And I still have a house to sell.
Yeah,
we all put it on hold for a month out here, but it feels like now it's starting to just barely start to come back into a conversation. Anyway,
I can speak from my own experience. The minute you commit to it, you cannot wait to getting it over. I have to, you know, I won't take anything, but I still know that I have to. I want to move ahead. I want to sell, and you know, we've already bought a condo. It won't be ready for years, but when you need to do it, you need to do it. And if you're not there for your clients, you know, they'll do it privately, or somebody else will do it who's maybe not going to give them the same service. So
well said. Yeah, well said.
So tell me a little bit about how Ninja approaches, how being a Ninja instructor and a Ninja follower, because we talk about a bit about this. How does that instruct us on handling this situation?
Well, I can speak from personal experience that, you know, I was selling full time in Arizona in Scottsdale with the Great Meltdown over 10 years ago. So that was one of the hardest hit areas in the world. It was distressed. I mean, I went from selling $1 million properties, and I remember selling a $16,000 home that a year earlier had been worth $200,000.
Oh my God.
Going back 12 years. So, I mean, things were really desperate there. And I was fortunate enough to be exposed to pieces of Ninja without knowing the whole system. And I just leaned into that and was able to move through that, combined with learning how to do short sales and things of that nature. So, you know, I said in a session just a second ago that we are an industry that our security is built on people making change.
Right.
So we have 100-year pandemic that's shown up in our world that we probably won't, hopefully, knock on wood, will not see again in our lifetime. But our whole industry is built on change, and our ability to adapt to change is our job security. So I feel like Ninja is a system, and I learned 12 years ago to lean into a system in seasons like this, and it actually can put you in ahead. And I mean, we could expound on this forever, but the bottom line is It can buy you market share. It puts you in the front of the wave when the floodgates open again, and they will open. I mean, you can already feel
Yeah.
the energy building up in my marketplace. So at the end of the day, this is the season for a system. And if agents feel like they're spinning right now and brokers feel like they're spinning, this is the time to look to a system. And I've been exposed to all of them, and I don't think there's a better one than Ninja
No,
Selling.
no, and I like the positivity of it. I mean, Larry and the team there are very, very, very strong on keeping positive. Yes, this is a terrible situation. Yes, we'll get through it.
Yeah.
But my job is to listen to you and to help you find your way through this morass.
Yeah. We're
So
leaders right now. Our license
exactly,
means leadership right now.
exactly.
100%. Yeah.
It's amazing on Facebook and Twitter and everything. I'm finding there's a lot of agents who are absolutely stepping back. They're not leaving their houses. They're not doing anything online. They think it's impertinent to do it. And in the meantime, they don't realize that people still have to sell and they still have to buy. There's not we don't have some of us don't have the option. And so we need to be there for them.
Well, and what I love about Ninja to that end is that I'm never rejected because I never put myself in a place to be rejected. I mean, if you're my client, I'm picking up the phone and I'm saying, Richard, how are you?
Yeah.
And what's going on? And how is shelter in place working? Are you going crazy like I am? Like, talk to me. If you want to have a real estate conversation as a client, because we're in relationship, that's what's Ninja. That's why it's called Ninja. You're going to bring it to me. I don't have to lead with it.
Yeah.
If it's pressing on your mind, you're going to say, Ryan, I'm not doing well. This has been hard. I still want, and then you're going to say, I got to talk about selling this house still.
Yeah. Well, it's true. And you know what? I think the great thing about it is you don't lead with it. It does come up. It's the first thing that I'll be out, I'm keeping my social distance to my neighbors on the street. And the first thing they're asking me is, what's going to happen with the real estate market? And, I look at my crystal ball and I try and, I just give them my experience from the past, 40 years, believe it or not. I can't believe it, but it's amazing. Yeah. So what are some of the protocols that you have to keep in place when you're going to show a house, or if you're going to sell a house, or if you're going to work for the seller or the buyer? What kind of protocols are you using?
Well, if I'm representing a buyer, then it's really the protocols of the seller, and I'm going to call the listing agent to find out what that is. A lot of it's virtual right now. I just was on a mastermind call this morning where a couple of agents said that even though they've got the appropriate disclosures in because of it, but it's sight unseen other than virtual touring. Right. But our market's that hot that people are willing to do that. And it just does warrant, obviously them getting into the property at some point. So it's kind of all over the board, and it's really what we're representing both sides, and it's really what they're most comfortable with that also honors the current restrictions and laws. So it's pretty fluid, other than we're honoring the laws that are in place, but a lot of virtual.
Here's an interesting question.
Yeah.
How do you think our business is going to change because of this situation, because of, coronavirus?
Well, if I had a crystal ball, back to that.
Yeah. And I'm not talking about the marketplace. I'm talking about how agents work within the marketplace.
I feel like we have all been schooled. Some of us were early adopters before all of this, but then there were all the people that were like, I'm not very techie. This has forced us to become very techie as an industry. I mean, if you've never led a Zoom before, you know how to lead a Zoom meeting now.
Oh my God. I've learned so much in the past couple of weeks about Zoom. I feel like, my life is on Zoom. But I must admit, I'll tell you, about 2 weeks ago, I got a phone call from an agent with another company. And she said to me, Richard, I've known you for years. I know you're very technical. And I have a client who wants to buy something. I don't know how to do electronic signatures. I don't know how to do electronic documents. I've always had a secretary who did everything for me and submitted things. And would you act as my agent for her client? Crazy. But I mean, she's been in the business a long time. There are lots of opportunities to have learned just basic stuff.
Yeah. And it's forced anyone that was really reticent to making those changes. They're now on board. So I feel like FaceTimes and Zooms with clients, it's never going to replace face-to-face.
No.
But it's going to enhance it dramatically. And now we know how to use it. Instead of just sending a text to our client, we just jump on a FaceTime and have a quick vibe where we could look at each other. I just don't think there's going to be any resistance to it. It's going to become tech is going to become a deeper part of our industry,
Yeah.
never replacing the relationships ever, just
No, but
enhancing.
People are going to get more used to it. And hopefully
Yeah.
the realtors will, come on board, the ones that are not on board. And, there's enough of us out there who are happy to help.
Totally.
Just send me a Zoom call. I'll talk to you.
Yeah, exactly. They're so easy to set up now. It's like,
I know.
Wada bing, wada bang. I love it.
I know. So,
last week I was on with Relogic Sotheby's International Realty, and
who I love.
Me too.
Love
and Seattle's such a great city, and all Pacific Northwest stuff I love. But Lisa Picardo came on from Affiliate Services, and we demonstrated, because sellers are wanting to have conversations right now. And back to your earlier point of what does it look like to meet with a seller? It's on Zoom right now. We can, and so we demonstrated what the Ninja Listing Consult looked like online, and it was awesome. And we're actually going to be doing that for Sotheby's International Realty Canada and a few other affiliates asked us to come on and do that. So it's been cool.
Yeah.
So we're trying to empower agents to embrace.
But have you noticed on a Zoom call, when you've got a lot of people there, the number of people who are not using their cameras?
Yeah, that is true.
Or are wearing hats. So this is all you see of them, And I think even with my glasses, I mean, face to face, you have to be able to see the person's, their expressions.
And buy one of these. One of these.
I have two sitting in front of me.
Yeah.
But now we have to fix your background a bit. We have to get a little bit more dramatic in there. I liked it when you were sitting on top of the Golden Gate Bridge. That was a lot of fun. But
yeah, I think I'm going to follow suit and do what you did on my background. But those lights are $30 on Amazon. They're a must. And two of them, put two on each side.
Yeah.
And it does a world of good. And don't put a window behind you. There's just some key best practices out there. And
I know.
And everything works.
And I bought a lavalier mic.
Yeah.
I just got it ready. It's coming in from Amazon. Hopefully it'll be here on Monday if they're delivering. I mean, have you noticed that? Amazon now is delivering a month.
Yep.
A month.
It's taking a lot longer.
Where everything used to be a day, it's now a month, but hopefully. Anyways,
the strain on their resources must be huge right now because everybody's ordering. So
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Well, hopefully they'll order a few houses. We may have to put them on Amazon and have them delivered to people.
It's coming.
Anyways, I just want to say thank you again to Ryan Secrist. He's with Golden Gate.
I'm with Venture.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Oh my God.
We're all in the Bay Area. We all.
Oh my God. Sorry. Oh my God. I will have to retape this whole thing. No. Okay. With Venture Sotheby's and you're in the Bay Area, right in San Francisco, general San Francisco. With us, we call it the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area, and you're in the Greater San Francisco area, I suppose.
Yep. The Bay Area. So
okay,
it's
Ryan.
all good. Thank you.
Thanks
for all you're doing.
Thanks for all of the help you are and all the inspiration you are to everyone here and have been.
Back at you.
Pleasure.